totally can imagine Nick eating the ant. Yeah.
Are you using a microphone?
Yeah. Why?
Because it sounds like bad.
Oh gosh.
There's no mic near your mouth.
No, I'm using my
lavalier.
lavalier.
But for us, it's just. Oh man, Mark. So for us, it's just the computer mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It sounds like computer mic. That's fine.
Okay, as long as you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Unfortunately, my fucking, I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, my thing, I had to use for the studio, so I try to use the one I have at home, but I can't link it to my computer here. It's just this whole mess.
Gotcha.
A lot of moving parts.
Lots of moving parts. It never changes, man.
Yeah.
The perpetual part moving.
The wheels in the sky keep on.
A little bit inside baseball, and we can cut it out. Why can't Chin edit the episode?
Great question.
That is a good question.
Well, when he moved to Austin and everything, he was doing a bunch of different shows. So that was.
I do more shows now than ever. You know, we do 2 extra shows now.
Yeah, and historically, I started editing every episode just because I felt lucky you guys were joining, and then Mark, because of his ambition and want to learn podcasting.
Oh, that's right. You fucking ruined it for all of us.
That's what it is, Marcus. That's what it is. I want you to keep learning, even though you're probably 10 times better than me now. But I still want you to keep learning.
He didn't ruin it. Have we ever talked about this on the episode? You posted in the Fighter and the Kid Patreon to the masses that you were leaving. You are actively looking for jobs.
But you know why I did that, right? Did you even read the actual message?
Yeah, I did, but I forgot it.
Okay, so it's these 2 same guys that are trolls. They're constantly trolls, like, oh, he's too, he's not hip enough for, whatever. All that, just constantly, anything I do, it's the same 2 people that I recognize. I'm like, you know what?
They're Patreon members?
They're Patreon members, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And one of them, he took it like in good, humorously. He was like, "No, we're just messing with you." The other guy, he's just a douchebag, just constantly, anytime. So I recognize it because if you notice one particular person constantly talking shit, you're gonna just memorize it, right?
Yeah.
So then I just recognize this guy. So I was like, you know what? Give me your resume. Give me your Instagram and your number. And then maybe you can be the next producer, something like that, something to that thing. Because I want to see him. I want to fucking get his information, and then see what the hell he does. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm kind of like trolling him back to get his information. Yeah. I don't know if he ever answered though.
Like,
got it.
Dude, you don't know what it goes into this stuff. Let's see if you could walk the walk.
Yeah,
Mr.
I know they're not
Talk.
going to be able to. They're not going to be able to do shit. Every
What
time
if
I
he's
challenge
just like
people
a really,
too.
really, really good producer, and you're like, fuck.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they never are.
Do you remember like when they were talking shit about audio? I'm like, I can't control the fucking CO2 fucking fan that goes off like crazy. But then I remember thinking like, someone said, oh, I have 27 years experience. I'm like, that's great. Hey, give me a clip of something you did. Never. They never show me shit. So I'm like, fuck you, you're a liar.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's all.
What do you think about the new spot?
It's getting better. Did you see the newest
Schaub show?
Now it's called Big Brown Breakdown. Yeah. The set.
It did look great. I love the lighting.
Lighting's better.
The mural looks dope.
Yep. All that stuff. So we're trying to move that towards Fighter and the Kid. We still don't have shit for Fighter and the Kid yet. Hopefully he'll paint like all the walls in the upstairs for Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah.
And then I got some tint. A lot of people like producer friends sent in information, like Mike, about like ND filters for the windows so it's not so bright. Because people do like the windows, it's just too bright.
I've always wanted, like, I love shots when a window's in the background, but it's really hard to do.
It's also risky.
Yeah, it's just it's a lighting that you can't control. If it's cloudy that day, if it's super bright, it's just
if you have an ND filter on, the clouds come in, then
it's dark.
Yeah, then it looks.
You can't.
Yeah, but then you adjust the lighting.
Yeah.
But then
whatever.
You have to adjust the lighting.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
And who wants to do that?
But it looks better than just a plain wall. You know?
That's true. It's very, very true.
Very, very, very true.
There was something else I was going to ask you.
Brendan Schaub's producer, Chin, he can't take this much more. So he talked about replying back to those trolls in the Fighter and the Kid comments on Patreon. I made a video about that in which Chin was like, all right, I'm going to quit and let you guys do it. And Chin was being all pissy because it got to him. But him talking about the new studio, poor Chin has to use his own equipment from his own house in the downgraded studio. Chin is absolutely furious with this entire situation because not only is he in a crappier studio, remember Brendan Schaub got another storage unit in the same building, just a downgrade, but Chin was promised that they were going to go to a barn. Chin went to the barn, took a video of the barn, and then last second, Bappa pulled the rug out from under him and then threw it on the ground and said, this is going to be the rug for the Big Brown Show. But now Chin has to sit there with the crappy audio in which he talked about there from the CO2 fans going off that he can't do nothing about. But Bappa has brought on a new co-host, Fake Landau. And Fake Landau now sits in next to Chin, making the excruciating process of having to listen to Brendan Schaub do his show even worse, with an asshole sitting next to you who keeps talking to Schaub and just making it go on longer and longer and longer. Chin can't take it anymore. This man is 50, an Asian. And then during this episode, they said some chick is going to go visit him that they know, but, Chin ain't going to get none. Chin ain't going to be putting it down like that, but every day is a new struggle with the Chinster and having to deal with this situation. Now he's snapping back at Bappa. He's just getting mad because by the way, Chin is required to do everything. Now, I understand Chin makes $100,000 a year, although something tells me that's how much Chin has always made. So, he's never gotten a raise probably, and everything's relative. So, there's the stuff we see Chin do. God knows how many times a day Bappa hits this guy up to do something. Remember, when they first went to Texas, Chin did everything in his power to avoid Brendan Schaub. Schaub was inviting him over to hang out with him, and then Chin had to make up lies because he didn't want to hang out with Schaub. That infamous Schaub wanted him to come over for his 4th of July party, and Chin said, I can't. I got people flying in to see me, so I'm going to hang out with them. And then on the next show, Schaub goes, how was that 4th of July party? And Chin's like, I just stayed home. And he was like, wait, I thought you had people flying in to see you. And he goes, yeah, they did, but I just didn't go out. Because he was trying to avoid Schaub, and Schaub finally got him to go to some restaurant. And I knew Chin knew the hell that was going to be. They did a Patreon-only video. You couldn't hear a word that was said during that video because it was in a busy restaurant. And I'm sure Chin told that idiot that. But that dummy just didn't know. And then when they did the move over, Chin said Schaub's going to get a couple of guys. Then Schaub made a video completely out of breath. So, it was just Schaub and Chin moving everything. Because they only had to move it from one of the units to the other unit. And then Schaub at the end of the video said, oh, look at all these wires. Well, Chin's going to put it all together. So Chin is furious and he's losing it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.